Hey, what's up? My name is J. Scott Samarco, and I'm here to talk with you about connecting conversations with your mentee. We all understand that there's a process in building in our relationships with our mentee. Whenever you get to know someone for the first time, there's sometimes this excitement, but at the same time, this nervousness and this awkward silence. So I want to, dive deep and get into details about you, the mentor, the role you play, where the mentee is and how you can better or best connect and have great conversations when it comes to building with your mentee. So first, I want to talk about some conversation barriers. Two conversation barriers I want to talk about is language barriers and also cultural barriers. So let's just be upfront, let's just be real and blunt that your mentee may be different than you. In fact, they will be different than you. And you as a mentor will be different. So you may speak two different languages. Okay. You may speak English, they may speak English. But what I'm trying to get is there's different words that we use. There's slang, there's what you call ebonics. And so as you're having a conversation with your mentee, they may say a word that you may have never heard. And you may say a word that they may have never heard. So in your time with your mentee, as you're connecting, know that it's okay to pause and say, or ask the question, what does that mean? And also let your mentee know if you hear a word or you hear me say something, know that it's okay to say, to stop me and say, hey, what does that mean? Or can you break that down for me? So when we break down these language barriers, you will see that the mentee and even you as a mentor will become more open. Because your mentee is in a different world and you as a mentor is in a different world. So once you break down these language barriers, man, you're going to see a world of a difference and an openness from both sides. So the cultural barrier. So you as a mentor may come from a different place and the mentee may come from a different place. But what you want to do is, as you build in your relationship with your mentee, you want to understand where they're coming from. How did they grow up, or how's their world now? Who's in their world? What do they face? And you as a mentor want to share the same thing. Share your story, because both of you have stories to share. So share your story, share your background, share what your world is like. And as you break down these barriers, that's a great starting point towards a successful relationship between you, the mentor, and the mentee. So 3 tools for connecting conversations. Number 1 is build rapport. You want to have great feedback and trust in your relationship with your mentee. You want to make sure that you two are on the same page, that you understand each other, and you want your mentee to know that you are there for them, that you care about them, that you support them, that you have their back, and you would go, against the world for them. And you want the same thing coming back from your mentee. But first, it starts with you, because you are the mentor. You're going to be the one that they look to for knowing more and perhaps having more knowledge. So as you build rapport and you build trust and you establish this amazing foundation, it's going to open up some great doors for connecting conversations. And number 2, you want to create continuity. You want to let them know that from the time you meet and the time you sit down, that you are all in. And you want this to go both ways. But again, it starts with you. Once you sit down, or if you're going for a walk with your mentee, wherever you're meeting at, you're engaged, you're locked in, you're focused, and you're zoned in when it comes to meeting with your mentee. And thirdly, you want to challenge your mentee. Every time you meet and every time, the meeting is going to end, you want to challenge them with something to help them to become better in life. And every mentor that I ever had in life always challenged me with something. And every time they challenged me, it motivated me to want to take on this challenge. And it always inspired me to want to become better. So these are 3 tools that I want to break down for you. And I believe it's going to lead to some great conversations when it's time to connect with your mentee. So how do you build rapport with your mentee? First, I think you should just ask meaningful questions. How are you doing today? And when you ask this question, give them time to think, give them time to process. You want to get into their lives and let them know that, again, that you care. Ask them, how's life treating you? Your mentee may be having a bad week. They may be having a great week. but you want to ask these questions to know where they best are before you dive into the conversation. These are great starting points. Ask them questions like, is anything exciting happening in your life? Or what can we celebrate together? Looking for ways to celebrate throughout the conversation, throughout the time of connecting, will show them again that you care and that you are that you want to get into their world. And then ask them like, how's life outside of the workplace? Because as you meet, you're going to be talking a lot about work and tools on how to become a better worker. But how is life outside of the workplace? Where do you hang out at? What are you up to? How's life like? Because some of them may be coming in beat up, not in a physical sense, but emotionally they may be torn down. So this may be a great time for you to encourage them and perhaps even pray for them. And once you do this, man, it's going to make a world of a difference in your conversations. And again, I would say, ask a question like, if you don't mind me asking, how is your family? Especially if you know that they have kids or they have a family. If they're living with a family, you don't want to get into, their personal lives. Not to just to get in their business, but you want to show that, again, you care and you're trying to get somewhere in your relationship and you have their back. So on your end, what can you do with building rapport? Share some challenges that you faced in life or may be facing. Again, you have a story to tell and share some of the things that you've been through in life, and perhaps that can help them where they are. And you want to show them that you're not a robot, that you are real, you're authentic, you go through battles too, you overcame some struggles too. And as you show this, as you be more open and honest, this is going to break down some walls and barriers for them to be more open and honest. And don't act like you know it all. Sometimes they say nobody likes a know-it-all. You don't know it all. And if they feel like you do, are one of those persons that know it all, they're going to disengage, they're going to tune out. And you don't want this to happen in your connection time and in your conversations. And share some funny moments, share some funny moments leading up to your meeting, share some funny stories in life. Because when two people laugh together, it creates this bond, it creates this togetherness. So always find a way throughout your connecting time to share a funny story or to laugh about something. This breaks down the wall between you and the mentee, and it's going to create a great time of connecting together. So remember, you are trying to connect and perhaps break down walls and barriers between you and your mentee. And once you begin to break these down, you're going to experience some joyous times connecting with your mentee. So the second tool, continuity. How can you create more continuity? How can you create continuity? So help your mentee see through your actions that the time you spend together is all about them. It is all about them. Remember, you are being all in when you meet together. So, give great eye contact, have great body language, sit up, be attentive, head nod. Having great body language shows that you are there and you're there for them and you're all in during this time you meet. And listen and engage. When you ask that question, make sure you're listening to every word they say so you can know how to best respond. And a great rule of thumb as you're meeting with your mentee is a no mobile device rule. Because once we have our mobile devices on the table, people are texting, emailing, calling, we're going to be tempted to want to pick that up. So I would say put your mobile devices away. If you can put it in a bag or somewhere, not in your pocket, because you can feel it going off in your pocket. So you want to set the standards. When we meet together, let's try not to have our mobile devices so that we can be all in with each other. And I believe your mentee will appreciate that. And you as a mentor would appreciate that from your mentee as well. So you're there to learn and to understand who or she is. And as you continue to be consistent and constant in this, your relationship will grow, I believe, pretty fast. So a few reminders about connecting conversations and about what happens when you spend time with your mentee. Remember that awkward silence is okay. See what I mean? It's okay to have awkward silence sometimes. Your mentee may be nervous. They may be processing something you said. They may not know how to respond. They may not know how to have an intellectual conversation. And there's going to be moments where there's going to be some silence. And even on your end as a mentor, you may be thinking about What do I want to say next? Or what do I want to take this conversation? And you may have to take a pause, and then it's okay to pause until you lead into something else in your conversation. And just know that the mentee will give short word responses, especially early on. And they may not know how to elaborate what they're trying to say, or they may be processing. So you may hear yes, you may hear no, you may hear okay, you may hear good. So what's going to be amazing is as you build in your relationship with your mentee, where they are in the beginning and where they will be as time goes or as months goes, they're going to be expressing themselves. They're going to become more alive. So early on, just know that there's going to be some short word answers, and that's okay. And another thing to remember is that the mentee will get distracted. So if you're meeting in their workplace, they may be sharing something personal and they see their boss walk in. So they may shut down. Or their coworkers may be saying something, or they may be distracted by something that's going on. So I would even suggest meeting outside of the workplace sometimes, meeting in places where they can feel comfortable, so that they can best open up when it's time to meet together. So third tool for connecting conversations, challenge your mentee. Again, every great challenge that I have from a mentor helped take me to another level in life. Remember, they see you as the mentor. So this means that they respect you, and they see your authority as being good in their life. So you're the mentor. You're there to help guide them in life, help guide them in work, and to help challenge them to become better. So how can you challenge them? I would say first, ask questions about their work life. See what some of their struggles are at work. See what some of their strengths are at work. As you better know what they go through at work and how they work, and this will help you come up with better challenges for your mentee. Learn about some of their life struggles. You know, what are they struggling with in life? What are they battling with? What do they need to overcome? Again, this will help you give you ways on how to challenge them. And talk about the importance of creating good habits and principles. We all know that we have some bad habits in our life that we need to get rid of. So as you learn some of your mentees' bad habits and even share some of yours, together you can work together to come up with some great habits to implement in their life and also in your life. And that will help you to journey along and come together closer and help them understand what principles are and why they need principles in their life to help them make it in life. A person with strong principles and a person that sticks to them, man, it can lead to a lot of great success. And again, at the end of your meeting, I would suggest saying something like this when you're going to challenge them. Say something like, I want to leave you with a challenge. Before the next time we meet, I want you to. And as you say this, and again, as you build trust and establish that relationship, man, hopefully this excites them and it fuels them and engages them to want to take on this challenge until the next time you meet. So again, these are 3 tools that I believe that can help you in creating connecting conversations with your mentee. And as you apply these 3 tools to your life and to your conversations, I believe it's going to open doors for you and your mentee to have a great time together. And I just want to remind you and encourage you that you have a vital role in your mentee's life. Again, you may be the first mentor they ever had. You may be the only positive person in their life. And to be honest, they need you in their life. You have something valuable. You have something worth sharing and worth bringing to the table. So hang in there, stay encouraged, keep up the battle, and know that your connecting time will grow, it will strengthen, and it will get better. So until next time, my name is Jay Scott. Thank you for giving your time for connecting conversations.